Welcome to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. Here's your host, Dave Snowberger.
Welcome back to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get some good information. Welcome back to Real Estate on the Rocks. Today I'm joined in the studio with Marshall Tucker, Alicia Hooper,
Heyo,
and the new guy behind the glass, James Mendez.
new guy. Oh.
Still don't have clappy cheer sound effects.
New guy. You want to talk about that?
He deleted it. He got a new soundboard and he deleted everything out of it.
Wow.
So, way to go, new guy.
Way to go.
Firmware update.
This is
And actually,
why.
there's another
This is
firmware
actually why we can't have nice things.
Mm.
I know.
Yep.
It's
So,
definitely my fault on that one.
all right. So
Shame.
today, all right, you guys done?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this fired up. All right. So today we were talking about, we had a good conversation around what apps we were using, we were getting the most out of, We're three of us are iPhone users, and we've got one Droid person in the room. And so,
Loser.
oh my gosh. So I wanted to kind of compare apps to see where we're all at, what we're doing, because Alicia and I, obviously, you're not a part of our real estate team. However, you're very much a part of our Top Shelf Agents and Real Estate on the Rocks team, our group. However, I don't know really what you use to market yourself. So I kind of wanted to start there, and let's do a little comparison, because I was genuinely interested in what you were using to do all the little marketing stuff that you do.
Sure.
So run me through your apps real quick.
Okay, so the typical social media. So you have your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then part of Instagram is the Boomerang. And one app that I really love is called WordSwag, and that's where I can take a photo and add text to it, and you can add multiple text to it, and it just helps make that photo pop. And you also can extend your message without saying too much, because you add a little text to the photo.
Like motivational quotes and things like that on top of pictures of
Yeah, that, or if it's a new listing, or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Little meme maker.
Yeah, there is a meme maker. That's called Memetic.
Memetic.
Spell that.
Memetic.
Can you spell that, please?
Yes. Let me find
No, it's all right. You don't have to. Moving on.
I'll do show notes.
What's that?
I'll do it in the show notes.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank
new
you.
guy.
Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
Boom. Shakalaka.
He's here for show notes.
Show notes. A little bit editing.
There you go. What else are you using over there?
I use Bitly. So if I have a new listing or I'm promoting an open house property, I change the link to the property address, and that is done through Bitly. So I have that app on my phone, so I can easily monitor the progress as well as share it via text when people inquire about the property.
Okay, right on.
And on the video side of it, excuse me, I use Ripple and Spark Video, and then Mematic is Mematic.
I haven't used Ripple in a long
There you go.
time.
Yeah.
Still put it in the show notes. You haven't
Yeah.
used Ripple in a long time?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, we haven't used that in a bit.
Been a minute.
Been a minute.
Might have
That's
to
it on marketing side.
Recheck that.
Okay. Marshall, what do you got marketing side wise? What are your favorite apps out there you're using right now that can that some of these folks can download and put immediately into play?
I think I get the most use out of Power Director. It's a video editing software. It's where I do the chroma key, which is the green screen that we all do in here. You can chop up the video, add music, picture-in-picture, just about anything you can imagine. So it's a pretty good little program. I pay about $5 a month for that one. Photo layers, you can cut out the background for a photo to use it to superimpose onto other things. We have a lot of fun with that. And for video, also a BombBomb. That's the one that we pay for. But that allows us to embed video straight into email. So, we do a lot of video texting, and that is... complements the other side of it to the emails.
Nice.
Let's see here. Mile IQ is one that I always have running on my phone. I just don't think about it. It just runs in the background, and that just tracks all your mileage. So at the end of the year, you can get all those added up for Uncle Sam. And let me see, Spacio. I use that for the open houses. The reason I use Spacio is it works offline as well. We have other programs, but that just seems to work the best. Google Voice. We use Google Voice so all our phones ring when you call a centralized number. This keeps us more in contact with potential clients who are calling into our team number.
Oh, and I do have Google Voice for my business in Bryan College Station, so I have that 979 number
Okay,
to make
right
me
on.
look more local,
Right.
We used to use, was it Second Line? line 2, one of that, and that also gives you a second area code for free. So we can try that as well. Email. So I have an email tracker and an email blocker. What that does is whenever I send a contract to an agent or I send an email to a client, it lets me know that it did get opened. At least it did get read if they're not going to reply that they received it. And then I have a pixel blocker, which is an extension from Chrome. And that pixel blocker does the same thing on our side. It blocks that they can see the email. So just be people who send us stuff all the time trying to get us to buy things from them. And if you happen to click on the email, now they won't know and bombard you with a bunch more. So because I'm nosy that way, I want to see what's going on. Cool. But those are the main ones that I use. Oh, and for routing, so there's an app on your phone called Route for Me, and I believe it's for Android and for iPhone. It's a $5 a month app, which just kind of basically gives you the shortest time and distance between all the homes, so you're not zigzagging all over the city. There is a free one on the personal computer called Route XL, and James will get that on the show notes as well.
Do you use that when you're showing homes or when you're door knocking?
When I'm showing home, so I have a little system that I'll put a video up later. It's called Set, and I spend about 20 minutes at each house, kind of average. And then with the set, I know the travel time from the next house over, so I can kind of calculate my whole route. And then when I actually set the times, I set it for an hour. So 20 minutes before, 20 minutes after, and then our 20-minute appointment. So that way, if we're late or early to any one place, it just works out.
Nice.
Right on. New guy.
The main ones I'll use Layout. That's a good one to kind of combine a few different images.
Oh yeah, that is a good one.
It's good for like Instagram and some of the other ones, especially for like open houses or some of the other ones. Does a good layout of the different photos and sizes and everything, so you can kind of adjust those in there.
PicStitch is also good.
Yeah, that's another good one. Canva is pretty good. That's a fun, like quick, easy, simple, like you don't have to have any skill to get that one going. And you can just throw in some good little pieces. A lot of stuff is free. Jiffy was a cool little GIF kind of builder.
Nice.
Rush. You have to have the Photoshop suite in order to get that one, but that's a good, more like techie kind of version for it. Grids is pretty cool because then you can build like Instagram. You see like like 5, 6, or not 5, but like 6 or I think it has to be doubles. So any even numbers. You can create like one big picture on your Instagram. So that's pretty fun.
Well, that's one thing I was going to ask you about was the grid. I'm not familiar with that.
That was that Cut Story app that I was telling you about with Melanie.
Gotcha.
Was like, oh, this one's a editor. That's really what that is. So that does Cut Story does that as well.
Cool.
And if you want to keep your story together, then you got post 3 more in a row?
Yeah, it'll break it up if you do like a
yeah, it's a minimum
like
of 6.
Yeah.
Well, it's not it's a minimum of 6,
Yeah.
but you can go as much as you want. So.
Yeah, so you can build some like really huge ones, but yeah, each one you do like a solo one kind of knocks off that,
So you need
grid.
6 more posts to get it looking good again.
Yeah, or 3.
Right, so you really need to post in 3s because it's going to throw you off as soon as you post 1 in there. It's going to throw you off. So post in 3s.
Eventually it'll throw it off anyway, just as you create content. Because you're not always going to do that, but it's fun to play with, and no one's going to like scroll down and be like, oh, they're off 3 images or 2
Yep,
images.
unfollow.
Yeah,
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
But then it looked cool.
move closer to the mic. Stop running away.
Let's okay.
You over there?
Yeah.
All right, real quick. Let me jump in there real quick. So as Real Estate on the Rocks, we're always growing. We started out with like I believe 1 microphone, and then we went to some certain other microphones, and we've had equipment upgrades and everything else, and so now we've upgraded all of our microphones. So it looks like Alicia's the only one that is aware that you need to talk into the microphone,
I'm
not
the
lay back in your
winner.
chair and just act like a cool guy and just kind of like throw it out there and see what picks up in the room because there's 4 mics they'll pick up.
I do
However,
wish that
it
we
won't
would
sound
have
so great.
You pushing him to the mic.
Yeah, well, yeah. I wish I would live for that one.
He's like a chicken head over there just bouncing. He's like, what's he want?
What's on the other side of that mic?
I use my hands. I'm like, hey, get closer. Close again. Oh my god.
Oh my lord. Anyway, yeah, try to talk directly at the mic. That's what I figured out.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how it works. Sweet. The
Don't
other
move.
one,
Love your mic.
another good one I wanted to start using is Big View. It's a teleprompter app, so you can actually type out your script and
Gotcha.
then record and do that.
Okay.
Oh, fancy.
I know.
Can you still record video when you do it, or do you need a separate camera?
Nope. Same thing.
Same thing.
It's just like a teleprompter. So use your camera so you see yourself.
Right on.
And then it'll scroll up through the script.
So
That's your
basically,
phone?
you're just
Yep.
you're reading the script instead of seeing yourself on video.
No, I think you do both.
I think I downloaded that one time, and I think you can see your eyes moving around constantly. I could be wrong.
Well, that takes
yeah.
practice. I mean,
I'm sure it
they're
takes practice,
trained.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll probably work better like on an iPad.
My problem is I can't read,
So yeah,
so that's a bummer.
reading out loud and kind of going through that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably a like practice thing. But I think it worked better if you had like an iPad. Oh my god,
Dave, don't
that
get
would,
that out.
I'd be dying to see that.
Tahi. It's the Tahi. All right.
But those are my for marketing kind of social media kind of ones. Those are really good with that. And then we obviously have the real estate kind of focus ones.
Podcast.
You going over that next?
Well, Dave hasn't shared his marketing.
Oh,
Show
thank
us-
you. Thank
tell
you,
us your
Alicia.
marketing.
You're welcome, Dave.
I waited
I
so
got you.
patiently. I waited so patiently to bring out all my apps. Okay.
Show us your apps.
I've got broken. I'll just give you a general overlay of how my phone looks in the first place. Is you guys are dopes. I have it broken down like my first group of apps. What do you call that little thing where you can you have one app
It's a
and then you
folder.
have so a folder. So it's called Business, and so
Business.
everything in that is business. So first it starts off with my Supra e-key, right, and then goes to a Boomtown app, which is obviously a CRM. HomeSnap, I have Go MLS Austin. I have Dotloop in here, Dropbox in here. My bank, UFCU, obviously that's a business. The KW Realty app, which actually is pretty accurate when I just need, it's a lot faster than our board's MLS app when I just want to sit in front of a house and want to know something.
Yep.
I log on to that thing and it actually tells me.
And it's real time.
Right. And so from there, I've got some like Craigslist stuff and all this other stuff I don't use. I could probably clean them out and get rid of a few of them. However, I've like the cam scanner in case I get in trouble somewhere and I need to scan something in. We need a last minute document. I have that kind of stuff. I've got levels and measuring tools, Square, if I need to accept somebody's money. So I can swipe their card on my phone if I've got the reader with me. Evernote, things like that. Then I get into photo and video, and this is my fun little area, where I nerd out mostly. But I use Video Shop a lot. We do a ton of video for not only the real estate business, but Wilco Eats, which is a side project, and then for Top Shelf Agents, and then Real Estate on the Rocks. I'm always doing the video stuff. So I like to get into the Video Shop, and I can add in my logos to that, superimpose all that stuff, edit it down. I can add 10 different videos and make a whole nice video out of it, put music in it. I do the same thing with GoPro Quick, which GoPro Quick is actually relatively easy and there's no music royalties on that. So there's like kind of, what would you say, like hip, cool songs on there, where you can just kind of put them onto the video and it really edits it for you. And if you like the first run, you can keep it. If not, you can get back in there and manually edit it to your liking.
Gotcha.
And so do a lot in there. Obviously the GoPro apps, because I use mostly GoPro with the cameras. I have that. I have the GoPro drones. I've got all that good stuff. BombBomb for sending emails, all that good stuff. Of course, I've got all the Spark, the Splice, whatever else here, all kinds of meme makers. I've pretty much tried everything. I have something on here for everyone. I've got a troll generator where I can generate those little troll faces, so I can put James on things. Everybody see that one I sent out? It had all of our faces on the Real Estate Rocks logos.
I laughed so hard.
I almost posted that too.
Oh my
so
gosh,
funny.
that's so funny.
But, other than that, just on my phone, like Google Keep is a big one. And that's how we kind of talk about some things on the podcast. We put in here notes and then I can include everybody into that note. And some people use Evernote. Some people use what's called Monday or something like that.
Trello and Slack as well.
There's Trello, Slack. There's a few different ones. I like Google Keep. I like all Google stuff.
Yeah,
and
the
you
whole
just,
G Suite is pretty sweet.
what's that?
The whole G Suite is pretty sweet.
I like it. G Suite's a sore subject, so watch
You've been talking to
out.
Melanie.
Yeah.
It's like you were sent in here by
She
Melanie.
was just in the office.
She's trying to get me to buy G Suite for everybody, and it's like a $13 expense for everybody. So add those up per seats in our office. It works
Sure.
out to be a pretty fat bill. And how I do everything typically is I look at the cost of it and say, okay, that's not that bad. Now times it by person, then times it by 12 months.
Right.
Now at $1,000+, it doesn't sound very cool anymore, does it? No, it doesn't. So let's.
Unless your return is there.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
unless it is, but we've been operating just fine without
There
it
you
for
go.
years.
But
so,
it's not for you. Yeah.
yep.
We have
And
a ginormous Dropbox account.
right.
That's why it's a little sensitive.
One of the biggest apps that I like a lot that I got from some of the guys out there, they posted one of their screen shares, but Over. It's called Over. This is probably one of the coolest apps. It's $100. However, it really does all the little cool stuff for you. So when I sell a house and I want to put sold on it, I want to superimpose my picture. There's a ton of different apps out there that can do it. This one seems to be the easiest and has some really good templates. So you can just kind of get one of the templates. It has somebody else's picture on it. You pull it out, you put your picture on it, and just kind of put the sold over it. You can add shadows to it. You can just do all kinds of editing cool stuff, and then boom, save it right there and send it out. Or you can make a template that every time you sell a house or have a new one just listed or whatever else, all you do is switch out the picture of the house.
Sure.
Everything remains the same.
Nice.
Very cool stuff.
And it's called Over? Is that a one-time charge, or do you have to pay monthly?
It's a yearly charge.
Oh, an annual.
Yeah, so it updates every year. And so what I did to make sure that I didn't was I went ahead and paid for it.
Yeah.
And then I shut off the auto renew. That way it doesn't do it, it doesn't
Sure.
go back, and I'm sure I won't lose anything. However, I just don't like when they auto renew, kind of like the one, what's the trip one? The
TripAdvisor?
Mileage IQ.
Mileage IQ. Just updates every once in a while, and that's on a little card that I only have like $500 on, and I just keep it there for emergencies. But I don't know why I signed up with that card the one time.
Oh.
So every time it like hits me for $58 every year, I'm just kind of like, damn it! I hate spending money on that card. I like to keep that card. It's just a little $500 card. It was one of the first credit cards I got when I got into real estate to help me fund my little business. And I just that was my $500 little marketing budget, and so I've never had to touch it again, and I just leave it there. But. One of those pet peeves, but those are the apps. Like I said, I enjoy all the video stuff. I get into that pretty nerdy, and I just sit there and people ask all the time how we get so efficient in it, or how we so good at the editing the videos and all that. And it was just sitting down every morning and throwing videos in there and figuring it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no real directions that come with anything. They've always got little tutorials, but I'm not a tutorial person. I just kind of start hammering away and aim to break it.
Sure.
And if I like it, and if I can figure it out in 5-10 minutes, then it's for me. If I can't, it gets deleted typically. Or it doesn't get deleted, it just gets go back here to the end of the list. I keep all the Apple apps with each other, kind of like Apple Store, Apple iTunes, podcasts, Apple iTunes U, Safari. Those are all in one package. I have all my Google apps in one package, one folder, I guess we're calling them, and then all music stuff. So I have everything from YouTube Red, and Audible, iTunes Music, SoundCloud, all that stuff, Netflix, all into one folder also. So I just have everything broken down systematically, so I know right where to get it, and I get real efficient with even just pressing buttons, shaving seconds off is time for me. Creates more leverage if I know where everything is and know how, the most important stuff is placed.
Right.
Makes sense?
Absolutely.
It does in my head, and I guess that's what matters.
There you go.
All right.
And then, of course, like Dotloop and your CRM that you use are essential as well. And then I think, James, you said Dropbox. That's a good one to have on.
Yeah. Or Box. Like I had a small Box account, which is like same exact thing.
Yeah.
That works really well, especially some of the files. Like I'll stash it there, so I don't have to go back to a computer. I used to use TeamViewer. It's a little app where you can remote into your computer. Like I'd leave my use it mainly when I was working for the software company. But I'd leave my computer hooked up to the internet, and then I'd have the TeamViewer app on my phone, and then I could just go into my computer, log in, and then start doing work from there. So that was very helpful. And then
But now we have the cloud.
yeah, so now I just stash a lot of stuff there,
Yeah.
and then if I need any files, I just grab it and share it from there, which is helpful.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cut down a lot of paperwork stuff. I end up with too many business cards and like files and paperwork everywhere, so I try and scan as much as I can. Camcard is a good one for
good.
business cards, because everybody wants to give you 50 million business cards for no reason.
Yep.
It's like, oh, thanks, click.
And we forgot
here, keep your
Google
card.
Maps as well, because I use Google
Oh, yeah.
Maps a lot for clients, and I'll just
And
drop
Waze.
the pin on somewhere that I want them to meet me, and then I'll just share that, and then there's no
Yeah.
question about where to go. They
Sure.
just push it
Yeah.
and go.
And if you want to keep your business texting separate from your personal, you can use WhatsApp.
What's that?
Yeah.
WhatsApp.
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 What's app? What's that app?
Who's on first? No, it's a good one for real.
Why do you separate them?
Just for ease. Well, I actually initiated it on my previous sellers recently who, for whatever reason, her phone stopped group texting. So I told them to create this profile, and we communicated through WhatsApp. And it keeps it forever. So if you
Forever, ever?
Forever. So if you ever need a reference, you can always go back to your...
Right on. I thought my phone kept everything too, but I'm not sure.
I like the last
It does.
500 messages.
It does.
Yeah.
Cool.
Another one, for payments and stuff, it works real well is Venmo.
We forgot about payments.
And PayPal.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
small-
Venmo, PayPal.
owns, Venmo.
I have a client that uses Zeal. We have somebody in, funny
Oh, yeah, I
enough,
heard about that
New
one.
Zealand, but they use Zeal. And they've had to send us payment for some things that we have had taken care of their property. So they just send it right over to my phone, which it actually, I guess, deposits right into our team account.
Yeah.
Right. Just make
Yeah.
that clear out there for anybody listening in compliance.
I had so.
Oh, and
Hey, Alice.
I also have a Bold Beast recorder on my phone. So if you pay the $5, it will automatically start recording as soon as you answer the phone.
Yeah.
I don't pay for that. So if the conversation starts getting kind of crazy or I need to remember something, it has a little red button I just push and then it records the conversation.
Nice.
Yep.
Like that a lot.
Very cool. And then, of course, we have all the usual suspects. You know, all the social media stuff. I have a social folder.
Instagram.
Yep.
Social media. I mean,
Email,
I have,
all
yeah.
that.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
LinkedIn's definitely been making a comeback. A lot more people are diving into that one.
Well, that's what I hear, but I don't have the
get a
capacity.
lot
I
of
don't have the
mixed
mental
reviews.
capacity to take on another platform. Like my head's full with
Oh.
Facebook, Instagram.
Well, and Chris said to really dive into one and hone in on one.
Right. Which we're probably going to go over that on an upcoming show. Is we'll talk about building the brand and really where to dive in on that stuff, because I think that's going to be super helpful for a lot of these folks out there getting to know is building that brand. So we wanted to keep this one app specific, and then we're going to touch on that and let you lead that episode.
Oh, yay.
God dang.
I got my notes.
God dang.
What app you got for that?
No,
It's called Notes.
it's called Notes. So
Dave even has an app that will start his truck up. I'm just going to throw that out.
actually, I do have
Oh,
that.
you so fancy.
Yeah, my GMC will.
That's a business app.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
Tom Ferry says that you should not do anything that you can resource out. So good for you.
Yeah. You know, last time I was in Florida, Marshall needed something out of my truck, and I'm like, dude, I'm out of town. And I was like, bing, I've got an app for that. And seriously, I can open my truck from Florida, you know? And so I popped it open, and he texted me, he's like, I got it. Huh?
You open your front door of your house, too.
I can open my house also.
Yeah, the
Which
whole
is kind of cool.
home automation is just.
Yeah, it's pretty sick these days what
Yep.
you can do technology wise. I mean, I love it.
Yep.
You know,
a lot of builders are really tapping into that too and make it part of their selling package, you know?
Yeah, which they should.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean they should, because right now we've had to add on our house is only a house. Like I'm from
House?
Canada. Our house is
Eh?
Marshall's favorite word again. Houses. Our home is only about 3 years old, but we had to add in all that stuff, and so then it's like a learning curve behind it also, because now you got to go learn that.
Right.
So we got a lot to take in, but
Deep breath.
now we got it going on. The funny thing is, I got this new iPhone. What is this? X10,
X.
X10 Mega Plus Jumbo, something like that.
I think that's what it's called, actually.
Yeah, it's smart marketing right there. We're going to teach you how to market, just like Apple. Well, I got my other phone in there, and I can't get my alarm stuff to open up on this phone at all, but it opens on my other one, so I don't get rid of my other phone, actually, because I use it for a lot of video also, the
Yeah.
iPhone 7 Mega Plus. Extra big. It's a big tech. It's
Mine
big.
is.
It's a big text paging unit. Send me a text page.
Text page.
So I can't get it on there, so I have to go on there to view my cameras on the outside. So I guess I'm going to roll that one to Florida with me. I'm leaving to Florida tonight, actually.
Woo woo. Where are you going?
Florida,
Take me with you.
It's coming.
Yes.
the happiest place on earth,
yeah.
Disney World.
Yay.
50,000 screaming cheerleaders.
Leave me home.
They said the
Oh, so that's why you're going. Okay.
Star
No,
Wars thing.
50 under 12-year-old cheerleaders.
Leave me home.
Wow.
Wrong fantasy land there.
Entirely different direction.
Funny thing is, Alicia brought it up.
That's awesome.
My bad.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, that was a quick episode, so let's go ahead and wrap this one up. If you, James is probably going to post, he's going to post a majority of these apps on the show notes. And so if you need one of those, reach out to us at info@realestateontherocks.com. Don't forget to join Top Shelf Agents. Send us a request for that. If you're an agent, a realtor, a sales agent, anybody with a license that wants to contribute and be a part of a cool community, Top Shelf Agents is where that's at. I want to thank our sponsor, Mike Harrell, with Guaranteed Rate. He is an awesome lender, and he lends in some states with an A, Texas, and where else?
Arkansas, California.
All right, in California.
So
there you go.
1A. Good job.
1A. All right. Well, this
At least it was pronounced properly this
yeah,
time.
it wasn't Arkansas.
I'm learning.
Kansas.
And learn.
I learned.
Oh, he got learned. All right. So for Real Estate on the Rocks, I'm Dave Snowyer. Peace out.
Bye, y'all.
I'm out.